Plants and ball fields have been a part of his life from Pee-wee days until now, lovingly tending his backyard garden in retirement. He devoted his entire career to making sure Tallahasseans had parks and rec opportunities in their neighborhoods. Former Director of Parks and Recreations, David Chapman, sits down with us to talk about why he loves the outdoors and why this baseball field bears his name.
Through your tenure, you brought this Parks and Recreation Department to its national prominence. Folks, we are literally known across the United States of being one of the best in the industry when it comes to municipal parks and recreation. And David, we owe it all to you.
I literally grew up going to Lafayette Park probably when I was 6. It was the first time I went bowling at the bowling alley there, which is now an arts and crafts center, when I was probably in 2nd grade. I played Little League baseball there for several years. I played Pee-wee football there. I went to the playgrounds there for numerous years. I'd walk or ride my bike from my house, which is only a half mile away. And then my first job was there in 1972 at Lafayette Play Camp. And then my kids went to play camp there and worked there. And now my grandkids are going to play camp there. And I've lived on Lafayette Park, across the street from it, since 1975. The outdoor life is what I live and what I've really lived all my life. Growing up in the 50s and 60s in Tallahassee without air conditioning, playing outdoors all the time. And my parents actually moved here in 1946. And one of the main reasons was the recreation department. Even back then, it already had a name for being an outstanding department. I played the variety of football, baseball, and basketball. They didn't have soccer when I was growing up, but I played them all through the Parks and Rec leagues till I was in high school. And then after high school, I started playing adult sports here in town. I was on 8 state championship flag football teams, and I played tournament softball for years. And then after I hit 60, I started playing in the over 60 men's league in baseball. And actually, I won the MVP of the World Series the first year I played. So it was fun.
Has the park system grown? And is that important for Tallahasseans?
The park system has grown tremendously since I've been in town, really. When I started working for the department, there were 250 acres in the whole park system. Lafayette and Winthrop and Myers and Levy and those kinds of parks. With the addition of Tom Brown Park, it doubled, and that was in the 70s. Since then, it's grown with the purchase of some big properties like E.K. Phipps Park, A.J. Henry Park, and so on. I think my proudest moment with Parks and Recreation was not actually while I was director, but it was while I was still working in a lower level position, but helping with the acquisition and development of parks. And so really growing the park system from a couple of thousand acres to 4,000 acres. And now I know the mayor has a new initiative to increase the number of parks and to grow the park system and spread it throughout the city. And I hope it continues to grow because the citizens love it and they take full advantage of it. I started working with special needs early in my career at something called Camp Discovery and really enjoyed it. And the Parks and Recreation has always done a good job of working with special needs. There's a program in town called Shine, Tallahassee at Genesis Church that my nephew goes to, and I'm his guardian. And I've tried to help out when I can and make some donations, and it's a wonderful program, and it serves adults with special needs. And I found out that there's a huge population of special needs youth and adults in Tallahassee, and they all need something special to do. Shine really provides that for my nephew.
Your music. Your parents had music. What happened with you?
Both my parents were musicians. My father was a choral director, a very accomplished musician. Mother was a concert pianist, church organist at St. John's Episcopal downtown. My sister was very talented musically, and I was a jock. I had a little bit of musical talent. I understand music and appreciate music. I was lucky enough to play or sing in the neighborhood band, the Fried Turkeys, which is still going strong without me. I retired a number of years ago because we were traveling all the time and I couldn't make practices or performances.
Talk about your gardening and why is that so special?
I love working in my yard every day. It's a good release. It's like meditation for me. My dad was a big gardener, even though he was a teacher and professor. He worked in his yard all the time, and he worked at Native Nurseries after he retired. And I've just enjoyed getting out. Where we live here in Lafayette Park is great because we got a lot of shade and a lot of sun, so you can plant a real variety of plants. I love to weed, which most people hate. I weed all the time, and it's just therapeutic for me. These are Japanese holly ferns, and every year, this is all new growth, all the real bright green, and the old growth that's completely shaded dies out. And so about once a year, I come in and rip out the old so that the new looks bright and shiny. Tallahassee Special, in a lot of ways, it's grown so much since, I grew up here. It was like 27,000 when I was born, and it's over 250,000 now. But it's maintained its charm. Of course, we feel like we're lucky that we live in the old part of Tallahassee. It's called Midtown. So we still have the same charm it had when I was growing up. But I think the diversity, the universities, TCC, which is special to me. My wife and I both went there. Both my kids went there, and I hope my grandkids are going to go there. So I think those things, and the fact that we're surrounded by nature, and you can be in a lake or a river in 15 minutes, and you can be to the beach in 30 or 45 minutes. That makes Tallahassee really special.